Welcome back, Truth Seeker. January 21st, 2018. In the last couple of days, there's been a lot of celebrity deaths, young and old. And we're going to start right here with Jim Rodford. I want to thank Chase. This is the 14-year-old who called my radio show this past Wednesday. Said he was new to the research, but he really liked it. He did a decode on the air. He was amazing, and he's only 14 years old. And he's been aware of this knowledge for not even 2 weeks now. But anyhow, it was him who tipped me off to this death. If you listen to that radio show, I asked him to set up a blog. He now has that. It's youngdecoder.wordpress.com. Young Decoder. And he's already doing great work. I want to expand on what he put on his blog. They said this man, who was a member of the Zombies, the band, fell down the stairs, fatally dying at age 76. This just happened. Consider we just had Dolores O'Riordan die from the Cranberries, and one of their best remembered songs is Zombie. But falling downstairs at age 76, it could absolutely happen. It does happen. However, in this world, we know that a lot of these musicians, they get killed, and a false cause is reported for the death. Notice Stairs has Gematria of 76, just like his age of passing. Of course, blood sacrifice also equals 76, a number we talk about often. He died January 20th. The 20th day of January is interesting because the word death equals 20, so does the word time, so does the word seasons, so does the word cross. The letter T is the 20th letter. Think about a lowercase t, it looks like a cross. You know, symbol of death, especially within Christianity. Adding to the cross riddle, this man was born July 7th, 1941, 7/7/41. The word Christ equals 77. The word Christ also has Gematria 41. He was born on 7/7 in 41. The numerology of that date, 7 plus 7 plus 19 plus 41 equals 74. Jesus Christ has Gematria of 74, so does Jesus, so does cross, so does Messiah, so does gospel. The reason I put zombies up here, which equals 89, is because in the gospel, there are 89 chapters. 89 chapters in the gospel. The word religion equals 89, so does the word number. And the Bible is a book of numbers. You know, King James equals 89, has a Bible in his name. So here it is, Jim Rodford, born July 7th, 41, dead January 20th, 2018. His name has Gematria of 81, like ritual. January also has Gematria like ritual. These are murder rituals. These are murder by numbers. Jim Rodford, what stands out the most about his name is the Gematria of 59, because he died on a date with numerology of 59, January 20th, 2018. 1 plus 20 plus 20 plus 18 is 59. The word kill sums to 59 in Jewish Gematria. Notice a little bit of overlap with Rodford and Zombies, the band he was in. So those are the main points on his death. What Chase caught is the word fall equals 77. He fell down the stairs to his death. He had a fall. You know, he died short of his 77th birthday. He would have turned 77 later this year. 14 years old, you know, and already doing the work. Couldn't believe it when he called on the radio show. He didn't tell us he was 14. I asked him at the end of the call. I could tell he was younger. And then I was just blown away. It's maybe the best decode on air. There's been a lot of good ones, but it was right there with the best of them. And again, just 14 years old, just coming across this knowledge recently. So here's another death that was in the news yesterday. This person died January 19th at age 93. I've talked about this in the past. The best day of the year to die at age 93 is January 19th, the day this woman died. And here's the reason why that is. First, I'll show you her birthday. She was born January 30th. She died just short of her 90... Wait a minute. If this is correct about her birthday, she shouldn't have been 93 years old, but everywhere in the media they've said she died at 93. So I'm going to have to check if Wikipedia has the right birthday. But all of media reported that this woman died at 93. Every headline you'll look up, dead at 93. Here, let's just expand on that point right now. Saw this last night on the TV. Dorothy Malone, dead at 93. 93. New York Daily News, 93. New York Times, 93. So everyone has her dead at 93. Wikipedia must have the wrong birthday. She must have been born in 1924. Anyhow, if she is born January 30th, she died just short of her birthday, but here's what's up with her dying at 93 on January 19th. The Zodiac. Capricorn ends January 19th. Last day of Capricorn. Saturn rules Capricorn. Saturn, the keeper of time, associated with death and judgment. If you write out January 19th, it sums to 93 in our base ciphers. Saturn has Gematria of 93. To the ancients, Saturn's the most distant planet, the sixth from the sun. The sun is said to be 93 million miles away. The Saturn associated with time, as is the sun, which are both connected to the number 93. This entire code comes from the Bible. 93, a big number in the Bible. You know, Adam lives to be 930 years old, 930. Christianity equals 930. The 930th chapter of the Bible is where Matthew 1:1 begins. Christian portion of the Bible begins with the 930th chapter. God's Son equals 93. Crucifix 93. Nazareth 93. Special number. So notice she died at 93 on January 19th. Saturn has Gematria of 93 and 119. 1/19, her date of death. Crucifix, Gematria of 93 and 119. The Francis Bacon method, what it is adding 26 for each capital letter. So that's 93 plus 26, 119. January 19th can also be written 19/1, like 191. That's the 43rd prime number. Capricorn, associated with the goat. Goat's part of ritual sacrifice. Goat 43, killing 43, RIP 43, Masonic 43. I noticed the name Dorothy Malone has Gematria of 186. The number 1109 is the 186th prime number, kind of like January 19th, 119. Possibly coincidental. The name Dorothy also has Gematria of 42 and 30. Saturn has Gematria of 42 and 30. Saturn, a big part of this ritual. Her dead at 93 on January 19th. So next up, death of Red Fisher. This guy was a longtime journalist for the NHL's Montreal Canadiens, the last team to win the Stanley Cup for Canada, and they won it in 93. And he died January 19th. He died at age 91, according to the media. But Canada, Stanley Cup, 93, the last team to win it, dead on the same day. So it's the same ritual. And with regards to the Stanley Cup, Stanley has the Gematria of 93. Canada hasn't won it since 93. We were just talking about how 93 is associated with the sun and Saturn and time. The sun in Gematria, using the reduction method, sums to 24, like 24 hours in a day. This year marks 24 seasons since Canada's won it. And I said before this season began that I expect Canada to win this year. Last year, I also said I expected Canada to win. Last year, I screwed up because I didn't realize that the NHL had a lockout season and missed a season. I thought last year was the 24th season since Canada had last won it, but this year is. If Canada does not win the Stanley Cup this year, I will be incredibly surprised. It's all about this ritual with time. Stanley 93, the sun 93 million miles away, the sun 24 hours in a day, 24th season. Canada I forgot to put it up here. Canada has Gematria of 24 as well. Why don't you see this using the alphabetic order? Canada 24. The Sun 24 in reduction. But notice Canada is also 144 in Sumerian. That's just where you multiply each letter times 6. 24 times 6 is 144. Number associated with time. 1,440 minutes in a day. Biblical number. So again, his death, just like the 93-year-old woman's death on January 19th, it's about that number. Number that comes up big in murder by numbers all the time. His name's Saul Fisher, has Gematria of 46 and 62. He went by Red Fisher, but he was born Saul Fisher. 46, 62. Sacrifice has that Gematria, 46 and 62. 118, death equals 118. Fisher also has Gematria of 97 and 38 like death. So, he's got the fateful numbers in his name, why he would be chosen. Plus, he's covered the Montreal Canadiens, the last team to win the Stanley Cup back in '93. We'll see if Canada wins it this year. All of the world of professional sports is scripted by this code. But anyhow, this is what happened to this man. R.I.P. to him. Somebody also tipped me off that Matt Damon's father had died recently. I didn't know this. Just came onto my plate. Matt Damon's father died at age 74. Killing 74. Masonic 74. The associations with the cross. And Matt Damon had just turned 47 years old. The reflection is 74. And his father's name was Kent Damon. He died December 14th. Look at this. From Matt Damon's 47th birthday, October 8th, to the death of his father was 67 days later. Big number in blood sacrifice. 67. With regards to his father dying at 74, you know, the number associated with Jesus and the cross. Notice crucifixion also has Gematria of 67. So it's satanic. It's the synagogue of Satan that kills by this code from the Bible. As for Matt Damon turning 47 and then his father dying at 74, Damon equals 47. Kent Damon also equals 47. His father was an actor. His father died of cancer. That's what was reported. His father's birthday was August 18th. From his father's birthday to his death was 118 days. Death, 118. Cancer, 118. Did he really die from cancer? Also, since we've seen a lot of celebrities dying and it's syncing up with the Super Bowl, celebrities that have connections to football and Boston and Tom Brady, there's been a lot of them. A lot of them. Terry Glenn, John Theory, Dick Enberg, possibly this Cranberries singer at age 46. But anyway, look at this. The day the father died to the date of Super Bowl 52 is 52 days later. You know? Matt Damon, known as being a big Boston man, a big Boston sports fan. You got the Patriots there from Boston. What I was talking about with the Cranberry singer dying at 46, sacrifice equals 46. So does New England, so does Tom Brady. Or no, not New England, excuse me. Tom Brady equals 46, so does Patriots, so does Michigan. Tom Brady was the 199th pick out of Michigan by the Patriots. 199 is the 46th prime. Big number in his career. The Cranberry singer died at 46, and I explained then. I said, the way the psychopaths work is they create riddles in these celebrities who they kill who could have connections to the city that's going to win the sports championship. And as I pointed out, one of the biggest movies out of Boston in recent times is The Departed, where the most memorable line is about cranberry juice. You know, guy goes to the bar and orders a cranberry juice, and the people start making fun of him, and it turns into a fight. But notice, that film, The Departed, guess what it equals? 52, you know? You have to understand, everything is planned out in this world. When they made that movie, The Departed, Super Bowl 52 was already scripted and predetermined. They probably got Super Bowl 80 written out by now. That's what you guys are not getting about this. Everything is planned out long in advance. When these people sign up to be celebrities, they sign their life away. Probably unknowingly, they also sign their date of death that's planned for them. You know, the date they're going to fall down the stairs or just wind up dead in a hotel room for unknown causes, etc., etc. This gang that controls entertainment media, they have things planned way in advance. We're living out a script that they've written for us. You know? Also yesterday, we covered the death of the young rapper Fredo Santana. The 14-year-old watched that video and he caught something huge. He noticed that the record label that the rapper was a part of was called Savage Squad Records, which equals 199. And as I talked about, he died 199 days. Hold on here. Right here. He was born July 4th. He died 199 days after his birthday. 199 is the 46th prime. His birth name, where do I have it at? Should have been more organized here. Hold on. I got his birth name somewhere here. Here, his birth name's Derek Coleman. Oh, excuse me. No, that's not right. It's his rap name. Fredo Santana is his rap name, which equals 46, like sacrifice. 199 is the 46th prime. His rap label, 199. You know, dead 199 days after the birthday. Notice the other numbers, 118, like death. See how this is? Santana equals 119, found dead January 19th. Day associated with Saturn. Saturn connected to death and judgment. In yesterday's video, if you missed yesterday's video, check it out. I showed how his death was connected to his cousin. His cousins had a number of deaths connected to him. I also noticed something more about Drake. This rapper had a connection to Drake. Drake just released this music, Scary Hours, which has Gematria 47, like Freemason and Conspiracy. Conspiracy also has Gematria 123. But right here's what I want you to see. From Drake's birthday to the death of this young man, January 19th, at age 27, this rapper was 27, the ritual number. It was 87 days later. Fredo, 87. And notice the 2 months and 26 days. That's not arbitrary either. Either is the 12 weeks and 3 days, which is like 1, 2, 3 for his Scary Hours release. It goes with the death. But this 2 months and 26 days. Check this out. 226. Gematria of 93. See that? January 19th, 93 as we know. These are our base ciphers right here. These ciphers, what the majority of the code is within. And the reason 226 and 93 have this relationship has to do with what's going on above. Think about the date February 26th. That's the day of the 93 World Trade Center bombing. Just for the record, that new building there, it's called One World Trade Center. To remember the buildings that got destroyed that had the 93 World Trade Center bombing? None of this is arbitrary, but this is what's up with what's going on. The word planet has Gematria of 226, and out of all the planets, the only one that sums to 93 is Saturn. And I'm sure there's a greater reason to this 226 that I still don't understand, but understand, this entire code within our language has to do with what's going on above. As above, so below. So this is how it works, you know. That's why January 19th is synced up with Capricorn, and then the date on the calendar is synced up through the English language with the numbers that connect to the planet. All of this stuff was designed this way, you know. They created our Gregorian calendar at the same time as modern English was coming into being and spreading as the world's language. Think about it. Why did they need another language? Already hundreds of languages existed. Why did they need to create English? Why did they need to change the calendar system, which people were already going by? I mean, the Julian calendar made way more sense than the calendar we're on. Do you guys realize what they did to the world? They put us on a nonsensical calendar where the New Year's in the middle of winter when everything's dying. Before it used to be spring, when everything's coming into new, we were in sync with nature, blossoming outside, flowers, leaves coming back, a new year. But then they moved the new year to the middle of the dead of winter. And then they gave you a language that doesn't make any sense, like English. English is a nonsensical language. It's why it's so difficult. Spellings don't make any sense. None of it really makes any sense, I used to ask when I was a child, how can 4, the number, be spelled with a U, same with 14, but not 40? That didn't make any sense to me. And it wasn't meant to make any sense. But the reason why is because of Gematria. 40 is a biblical number. We spell it like this. This is the right way to spell it, with no U. Notice 40 sums to 84. There are so many things with this number. United States has Gematria 40. United States of America 84. And the man who is responsible for the United States of America, who went by the name Lord Bacon, who's responsible for the colonization scheme, colony equals 84, just like states. Anyway, Lord Bacon is Francis Bacon, and it was him who chose to spell 40 without a U. And this is what was done in the King James Bible, which is the reason that people dropped the U. Because there was a time when people spelled 40 with a U. I think in Canada they still do, actually. But it's Francis Bacon who ultimately had this impact, who is the main editor, writer of the King James Bible. And again, all of this stuff is biblical. Old Testament, 40. 40 days and 40 nights. There's a whole lot of 40 in the Bible. So just understand, entire code is biblical. That's why almost all of these deaths are biblical riddles. 93, biblical number. But this is what it is. Murder by numbers. Goes on more often than you think. Young and old. From 27 to 93, like we covered in this video. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.